Whose great fucking idea was this?
It's a fucking podcast. Suck my dick.
Oh my God.
That's a good opener.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We have trouble streaming your destination to whatever.
Which let me guess, Rumble.
Rumble. Yes.
Well,
Fuck
that's why they'll never ever rise above.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mother.
That's all right. I deleted it because you know what, Bob?
What?
I'm not in the mood for any shit today.
Me either. I don't.
No more fucking comments about the goddamn starting time.
Ever again.
Oh my God. I woke up this morning and I was like, what the fuck did I agree to? We used to do this every day for 6 weeks. We did this.
I expected you to say no last night when I suggested it. I don't understand. I really did. I was like,
he's never going to say yes.
I was like, nah, he's probably busy. He's probably got like a luncheon date with Deuce or something. I don't know,
Right.
I did not expect you, like I said, I was just poking a little fun at you and you took me serious well, here we are.
Listen, unlike you, I don't have today off. Today's one of my busiest days. After I get done doing this tonight at 9:00, I got to do Rubberneckers.
You don't have to. You could always just.
I chose. No, I know.
You always remove yourself as an experiment to see how good it is without you.
You know what? I'll be honest with you right now. With the lineup they have right now, they can move on without me. You got Josh, you got Dave, and you got Jody. Those three of those guys could do that show without me, except for the editing and doing all the work that I do for them.
Well, have you done an episode with Josh yet?
No, he's going to be fine. He'll be good. I guarantee it. I know things. All right, here we go. It's a throwback. Let's start the show.
Time to do our morning show.
And your how this will go.
Come and watch two guys grow old. These are the days.
If we get a YouTube feed,
we'll just stream on day live then. Mr. We could use a man like Donald Trump again. I live in a redneck state.
everybody here's irate.
Man, this intro sure sounds great.
These are the days.
Morning, everybody. It's time for Throw Up Thursday. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of the Boomer Brooker. I am Boomer Bob, and digging his own way to hell before every episode, John Jamingo.
I'm digging the sleep out of my eyes.
No, you were buying a first-class ticket to hell.
Oh, before this, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I love the dark humor.
Yes, I know, and I'm not gonna lie, I laugh too. So I guess I'll be riding shotgun.
Yes, yeah, we were because. I mean, are we going there?
Don't explain. Do not elaborate. Do not elaborate.
Sometimes you just wonder: is it too soon to do jokes yet?
The game's to be sold, not told.
Right. So. And then right before we came on here, Mike, I can never say Pellerito. I can never get his name right unless I can read it. Mike sent me a treasure trove of Eric Zane clips, like voice clips. And then what we were doing is we were using them about the
no,
Texas,
we weren't.
Yes.
No.
Texas.
I don't have any of those, so therefore.
Pellerito. Thank you. Thank you, Duchess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something in my brain. There's certain names I just can't get out. I'll tell you why. For forever and ever and ever, we had a sportscaster in Philadelphia. His name was Joe Pellegrino. And and he owned a dealership here, and it was Pellegrino Chevrolet.
Well, isn't that a brand of like bottled water too?
No, it's not the same.
Comes in a glass bottle.
Yeah, I know what it. Yeah, I don't think maybe it is Pellegrino. I don't know, to be honest. I never drank it. But
it's like Perrier. It's in
I know.
Green glass, fancy glass. You have to drink it with like a Propellerito. There it is.
Right. It's a Propellerito, yeah.
Hey, he didn't type in song lyrics.
Yeah. So when the shooter busted into the classroom, he yelled,
No, do
You're
not.
going to die.
All right, I disavow. I'm gonna move on here. The flipping
You
on
little
the
5, 6, and 7-year-olds can suck my dick.
top. Stop it.
Sorry. All right. Last one. That was it.
You are Satan.
I am Satan. Oh my God. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I can't.
Wee! I'm sliding down a mountain of powdered sugar in my waffle. Wee!
So the big, lead into the news this morning on the Today Show was the number one was the shooting. Ukraine flights of baby formula are coming in. That trial that I don't care about. You know which one that is. And tens of millions are going to be hitting the road, getting an early start on Memorial Day weekend, and we'll tell you what you need to know. What that gas is going to cost a lot more, and it's going to suck. I don't know anybody tries going anywhere for the long weekend. I love my house. I pay a lot of money to be here and put a lot of toys in it, and me and my wife can do whatever we want and on this property. So why would I leave it and go somewhere else? That's my theory.
Yeah, well, okay. Here, a lot of people like to go to the beach. The problem is it's really hurting the beach industry now because people don't have money to rent a house for a week and then go and spend all that money down.
Because an Airbnb is like $800 a day. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's right. This is Memorial Day weekend, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God! Tomorrow, on Saturday mornings, Friday nights and Saturday mornings, trying to get into a town at the beach in New Jersey is like just to get in. Once you get there's always a causeway that you go across to get into the main.
Yeah,
the beach town.
I know about those.
It's like an hour. It's like an hour to get through there.
What?
That's how long it takes to get through with the traffic.
Where you live, is there like a bunch of like toll roads or anything?
Oh yeah. Well, the Parkway has toll roads, and Atlantic City Expressway going there has toll roads, and to get across the bridge into New Jersey has toll roads. Oh no, yeah, going back from Jersey has toll roads.
I don't think there's a single toll road in Alabama. If there is, it would probably be down in like Mobile, which is down there at the very south on the Gulf Coast.
Well, see, New Jersey, what they did here was the people were so stupid. They said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to collect tolls to pay for the road. And then once we pay for the road, we'll get rid of the toll. We'll get rid of the tolls.
Yeah.
And so what now is that 70% of the revenue that they take for tolls pays to take the tolls. So it's just ridiculous. Like 25% goes, and it's a big giant money suck. And it costs time. And now, because you got to slow down, you have these traffic jams. It's cost gas. That's ridiculous.
Well, I seen a discussion between two nerds. They're into these, these home arcade games like I am, and they were talking about one that was on a Facebook Marketplace for sale up in that area, up there, New York, New Jersey area. And one of them says, "Well, yeah, it better be a good deal because you're going to pay $20 just in tolls." Not to mention the gas prices. Hell, you might as well just go ahead and buy the thing at, retail price. And I didn't even think of that because we don't have those tolls. It's not even a thought here when you drive.
Yeah.
So
honest to God, it's not a thought here. Oh, they made it even easier, Bob. What you do now is you get this thing. It's called an Easy Pass.
Yeah.
You put it up in your windshield and then you just drive around. And then once a month, it just takes money out of your account.
You can just do what my wife does and just blow right through them, and then 2 months later you get a letter in the mail with a photo of her car with the tag on it and a $28 bill. She goes out of town sometimes, goes to visit her kids, whatever, and it never fails. Like a couple months later we'll get an envelope in the mail from like Florida or Pennsylvania, whatever. It's because one of her daughters lives in the Pittsburgh area. So it never fails. I'm like, honey, do you not pay your toll? She's like, I didn't know I did that. Like, how do you not know you're going through a toll? So I'm not sure what's going through her mind when that, happens. But Yeah, I mean, there's tolls down in Orlando. You know, take the Beeline or the Florida Expressway. We had one on a causeway in Melbourne area that they actually took the booth down after about 25 years. They actually took the toll booth down finally. But
the bridges here going back. I can't believe we're still talking about tolls, but let's keep doing it. The tolls here used to be both ways in New Jersey. You used to pay coming and going over the bridge to go to Philadelphia. And then they said, you know what? We're going to do it one time, one way. And then we're like, yeah, okay, fine. But yeah, this is interesting. Mike from Wheelbarrow Full of Dick says he always wanted to fuck in a ball pit.
Yeah, with one of the kids that was in the ball pit.
Yeah,
you little 5, 6, and 7-year-olds can suck my dick.
Perv alert. Yo.
Duchess says that those things are filthy anyway. Well, I guess so if Mike's in there. Oof.
I mean, I knew a manager at a McDonald's here on the good side of town, and they used to have one of those ball pits. And one day I'd gone in there to eat, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Oh man, we're emptying all the balls out of the ball pit." I said, "Why?" They said a diaper came off. Spilled diaper came off in the ball pit. So
God,
they had that.
Damn it!
Every time that shit happens, they have to call a company that comes out and cleans it. It's disgusting.
I would imagine so. They honestly should take and clean those. I mean, it was a great idea, Paul. A ball pit. You go in, you bounce around, but it's just it's a festering pit of just bacteria and germs and viruses.
Is that one thing that the millennial generation can say to the damn Zoomers? Well, back in my day, we had ball pits.
Yeah. Well, I remember George Carlin. He used to do a bit where he says, we were kids. We used to swim in the Hudson River, and the Hudson River was full of sewage. We swam in raw shit, and that took and bronzed our immune system.
Yep.
It was tempered in steel. And when polio came out, it wouldn't even touch us because our immune system was tempered in shit.
Yep.
So, and now kids, everything's sterilized. They hand sanitizer and all, and the next thing you know, they're getting this and that. You got to give every once in a while, you got to give your immune system something to work on. You got to give it something to beat up.
Well, we didn't have all of these allergies either. All these just, dairy and nuts and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, where does that come from? It has to be, from all the additives that they put in our fucking food supply. I don't want to go into that, but yeah, man, it's got to. Come on, man. Where else would that shit come from?
Well,
how did we I don't even know what the word is because I'm an idiot. De-evolve, go the opposite direction to now we have allergies to everyday shit that we've been drinking and ingesting for generations.
Well, to be honest with you, back in the day, if you had a peanut allergy, you died. And then so the people that had peanut allergies didn't reproduce peanut allergies. But now they are. Well, I think they say something if they don't introduce it to children at
early age. I had heard a few years ago on a podcast, they were talking to some doctor and they were working with ingesting a tiny amounts of like peanut powder into the baby's, milk bottle just to make sure that it doesn't have or develop or have a nut allergy, later. And I forget the results. I didn't follow up on it, but
what's that study called? How to Kill a Baby?
I dated a chick back when I was young who had a nut allergy and I broke up with her pretty quick.
Duchess her husband has food allergies. Paul has 70s. Food allergies back in the 70s.
Really?
And then her younger daughter had a food allergy almost immediately to peanuts.
Well, my wife has an allergy to cat saliva, not the hair, not the dander, but when they lick their fur, so their saliva gets onto their hair. So if she, has a seat in a chair, like over at my mom's, my mom ended up with 3 cats. My mom did not go out and get 3 cats. Her granddaughter brought them over and left them.
God damn it. I hate kids that do that shit. We don't need this cat anymore. Here, you take it. Yeah. So, wow.
Shellfish.
Eggs, dairy, and shellfish.
Eggs.
And nets. She's allergic to nets. Oh, nuts. Nuts and
I was going to say gnats.
yeah,
Wow.
she's allergic to any of the New York Nets, the basketball team.
Keep 'em away from
Anytime one
Spider-Man.
of them get near her, she breaks out.
Keep them away from the Keystone Cops.
So,
Well, do you want to go into the, thing that everybody's talking about, or do you want to talk about other stuff? Because you have a whole bunch of articles. Which one do you want to get?
you drive it, Bob. I just put shit up here in case you fell asleep and we didn't have nothing to do.
Well, the new information that I've gathered this morning on the Uvalde thing was that the school's security budget had recently been doubled, and there was a school officer on site now, and that those doors should have been locked, but apparently there was going to be some kind of an event at the school that day, and it was just a rare time that they were unlocked, I guess, so that the parents could come in and some kind of an event. I don't know if it was a play or whatever presentation. So they had the doors unlocked. Now, this kind of made me think, now, is it the job of the security guard, pardon me, at the school to engage with
Yes.
somebody with a gun? Or I mean,
Does
or-
he have a gun? Is he armed?
they did not say whether or not he was armed, she was armed. But I would think that, maybe their capacity is just to break up fights and find out who put the cherry bomb in the toilet in the boys' room.
I would say if the man is armed, he needs to engage the shooter. If he's not, then no. What he can do is try to lock the doors or sound the alarm or call 911 or whatever.
Yes.
Look, there's so much stuff going on right now. We don't know. Honest to God, I've heard that the police tried to stop him, or the police watched him go in.
Yes.
They said that there was police officers there and they watched this kid go in there. I don't know. So again, there's so many things that are, so many stories that are told right now, and you can't really tell which is which. I always say that you can't talk. I mean, you can talk about these stories, but you really don't know. Everything's speculation until there is a full investigation. So, yeah. I just say you have to fortify these things like the government does. In other words, okay, so when they had that government, when they had that softball game and the Bernie Sanders nut came over and started shooting Republicans there, what did they do? Did they call for banning guns? No. Oh, maybe. But what they did was they just increased security. They increased security. When there was an insurrection at the Capitol, what did they do? They put a fucking fence all the way around and called in 20. I don't know how many National Guard came in.
Yeah, but that's the Capitol. They only care about themselves. So
I understand that, but we have to protect schools the same way. You have to protect schools like every day somebody's going to come in there and try to shoot. And you almost have to have drills. There's ways to do this. There's ways to protect these schools and not that much. It wouldn't cost that much to do it. And, I'm sorry, but this is a big failure and I'm going to take it down to the town level. Every school should be looked at to see, how it can be upgraded security wise. And that's,
I think that's one avenue that needs to be looked at, but there's multiple ones. And the problem that I have is that our leaders, they are looking at, to me, totally the wrong avenues. Their answers are not the answer. It's just their answers are the same things that they've been barking for 30 years, 40 years. Case in point, you've seen this.
As a nation, we have to ask, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby? When in God's name?
Do you think that this asshole has any right to bring in a God into this at all, into this discussion or this plead?
Well, it's a matter of speech. It's just a
godless piece of shit.
Well, listen, the thing is, it's the whole problem is culture. There's a culture right now where somehow some crazy kids think that this is okay to go into a school and shoot it up. Well, and until we can change the culture,
Yes.
And it started back when those kids had the trench coat mafia at Columbine. Yeah. And it started then. And now they think that this is acceptable to go do something like this to make a name for themselves. And we really have to, we have to start changing the culture. We have to start changing the culture in schools. And I don't know how to get that. I don't know how to get that back except to go back to the way we used to do things. What?
Let me go on here. If that's
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because you're kind of walking into what I was going to go into.
I apologize.
Oh, no. You're saying all the right things to me. But matter of fact, I might even take off my shirt here in a minute.
We all know in our gut needs to be done. What in God's name do you need a solvent for except to kill someone?
So what we need to do, we all need what we all know needs to be done. What is that? Ban guns? What do you need an assault weapon for? I don't know. What do you need one for? I guarantee everybody surrounding you right now, outside of that room, has one strapped in their hands.
Yeah.
Through the forest with Kevlar vests on, for God.
Deers aren't running through the forest with Kevlar vests on. You don't use an AR to hunt anyway. I mean, you could if you're a freak, but
okay. The thing is, he thinks that the guns are for hunting. They're not. The guns are to protect us from him and his government and those people.
Piercing bullets for pretty much any firearm, can you not?
Well, it doesn't. You don't need armor piercing bullets. What you need is a population that is well armed to, if this guy decides to get out of line and do the shit that he's trying to do right now, we could take him out of office. That's why we have a Second Amendment. And the thing is that they want us, that as soon as they remove our guns, they can do whatever they want to us because we have no way of fighting back. But as long as we are a well-armed militia, which is what we will be, they can't do anything, because if we get twitchy, they know it's over. They cannot stop us all.
I don't know if you saw any clips from The View yesterday.
But why would I watch? Go ahead.
Some white woman on there. She's a little overweight. Has maybe she's not white. She has like a Latino accent to her voice.
Oh my God,
know who that is?
Yes, she's that twat from used to be on CNN. I can't.
She actually said, look at Canada. Canada drinks the same water we drink. They breathe the same air we breathe. They don't have these problems. Yeah, they still have the Queen on their fucking money. I mean, they're way off. Way off. They suck the D of the Queen constantly, and to a hierarchy that hasn't been relevant in over 100 years.
You know what? I'm not sure. It might be. I don't know how many school shootings, if they have school shootings or mass shootings up there. I have no idea. But the thing is that maybe we should look at why Canada's different than us. Why is it? Because I believe it's the culture.
Like 24 million population or something like that, because it's fucking always cold there. Because it's a shitty place to live.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm sorry. Is there any more with this?
There's more. There's a little bit.
It's just sick.
It's sick.
The gun manufacturers have spent 2 decades aggressively marketing assault weapons, which make them the most and largest profit.
Shut the fuck up.
We have to be courage to stand up to the industry.
Okay, that was in there as a breaking pause, as a transition piece. I'm sorry, I didn't.
You can put it in whatever you want, my man. Go ahead.
Transitions and fucking Final Cut this morning. I was like, I'll just use the we thing. So, okay, so there have been 2 mass shootings in 10 days in this country.
Mm-hmm.
People are too fast to blame the guns, in my opinion. Why don't we blame the cars that they use to get there? Or how about their legs? None of these shooters were in a wheelchair. It's their ability to move in an upright position. Let's ban legs. Let's just take everybody's legs, right? Sounds absurd, doesn't it? Just to me, it sounds just as absurd to blame the guns. And as far as his pointing out, the gun lobby, in 2021, Tech spent $70 million lobbying Congress. Big Pharma spent $92 million in the first quarter, and the NRA spent $2.2 million in 2020, an election year. 2.2 million versus 92 and 70. So 2.2 million in an election year. The NRA doesn't have that much money anymore. They're not really doing well financially.
Well, it's because a lot of people stopped hunting because there's not in New Jersey. It's almost impossible to find a place to hunt. The cost of ammunition is going up, and it's hard. It's hard to hunt. So a lot of people have stopped hunting. It's not the way it used to be, and there's a lot of people that don't want to have. Again, the NRA. They want to blame the NRA. The NRA does nothing. It's a toothless hound. It used to be able to go in there and get some kind of influence. It doesn't now, but they want it around so they can still blame it for all this shit that it has nothing to do with.
So wouldn't it be like better to say that we have a violence problem?
Yeah, of course.
Because according to the NYPD, from January 1st to April 1st, robberies in the New York transit system is up 70%. Felony assaults are up 28%, and grand larceny is up more than 100%.
Why is that, Bob? Maybe because there's no police, and if there's no police, and
how about the $1 bail for auto theft and assault for that guy who shot? There was a guy a couple of days ago. His name was Andrew Abdullah. And he was allegedly on I don't know, he was on one of the buses or a subway car, whatever. I don't know the whole damn story, but they say he was on his phone talking, and he just got off the phone, pulled out again, and shot a white guy who happened, it was a black guy. He shot a white guy who I think he worked at Goldman Sachs or something.
For what reason?
Well, to me, it sounded like a hit when I heard the guy worked at Goldman Sachs, but
yeah. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Okay.
I always go that direction when I hear this kind of stuff. So he's probably not, but you never know.
Yeah. I mean, so again, there's no police. Law-abiding citizens are not allowed to carry a gun to protect themselves. And all the criminals don't give a fuck about any of your gun laws.
That guy who shot that man the other day, he had 19 arrests in recently, and he was out for arrested for grand theft auto and assault, and he was out on $1 bail. $1.
I get it. I got to go to the chat. Our buddy the cartoon is here. It's not the gun that kills people, it's the bullets. Well, people are the main buyer of bullets. Delete people. Thank you for that.
Well, they have worked towards the Chris Rock idea to make bullets cost $5,000.
People can. Oh my God! You can buy gunpowder. You can buy the casings. You can buy you can do everything to make a bullet. It's ridiculous.
I know that.
And again, it's not. Take it away from the criminals, not the law-abiding citizens.
So, well, this is another, I think, important aspect to bring up here.
Medical associations, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, have together declared a national state of emergency in children's mental health caused by COVID. Parents report grief, anxiety, and depression among children, citing school closures and forced isolations as the primary culprits. Suicide attempts among adolescents are rising sharply, most acutely among 12 to 17-year-old girls by 51% since the start of the pandemic.
Whee!
So that's another break.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, do you have anything to on that?
Yeah, back in the day, what used to happen is when you were in school and you were rambunctious or whatever, you got punished. All right. You know what you didn't get? You didn't get a pill. They didn't put you on a pill for everything. You didn't have Ritalin. You didn't have any of that stuff. If you went to Catholic school, you got your ass whooped by the nuns if you stepped out of line. And they were serious. Now, again, they say, oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, whatever there is a way to correct behavior, I guess, without corporal punishment. But shoving pills in kids' mouths and making them fucking zombies doesn't work either. Here's the other thing. These kids, we give them a phone at, I don't know, 9, 10 years old now, And now they're on social media, and every time they post something, it's a performance. And what are they looking for? When you perform, like what we're doing right now, we're looking for feedback. We're looking for admiration. So you post something, and then you sit there and wait to see if anybody says anything. And if the kids are not getting any kind of positive feedback, then it puts them in a depression, and it's a death spiral. And then what happens? They don't have friends, or they do something, and it goes viral, and then the bullying starts. And that's how this shit starts with the guns. That kid that went into, well, he's 18, went into that school. He was bullied, and he was a social, he was an introvert, and he was a loner.
And he also bought into the maybe I'm trans thing.
Well, I don't know that, because we put that. I'm glad you brought that up. We put that picture there yesterday, and I heard that picture was fake.
Really?
It's a deep fake. Yeah. So I don't know yet. Again,
no, that is a thing, though. Kids who are sad, they hear, oh, well, maybe I'm trans.
Well,
maybe
I mean,
gay. Maybe I'm a member of that community. Maybe that'll make me happy to dye my hair fucking pink and wear a nose ring and be mad at all the normies.
Right. Listen, this the normies and the abnormies. This has been going on since school. It's been going on since school, but we never had this shit before, because we. Everybody's, that's why we got 55,000 pronouns, and, they start talking about, I'm a poly cis non-gendered douchebag. I don't think they start talking. I'm like, I need a card. I need something. I don't know what they just said. I have no idea what they're talking about, but they know, because they're in these chat rooms, and they're in these Discord servers and stuff. And they're all talking, and they all get together, and they all come up with a game plan. And the next thing you know, out comes the hair dye, and we got 15 pierces in our nose, and it looks like a fishing tackle box blew up in our face. There's shit all over your face.
And you're on Amazon buying flags. So
yeah,
or going to Target. I was actually in Target over this last weekend with the wife. I had seen on their website that they offered a certain shirt that I wanted it. It was the pronouns shirt. It had all the pronouns all over it. And I couldn't find it in the store. I was kind of upset. So maybe it's just not a thing here in Alabama that's going to move a lot of units. So you brought up the kids being on medication and stuff thing. Well, maybe you think that leads into this?
Judy, new numbers out today from the CDC show how drug overdoses have surged during the pandemic. More than 107,000 Americans died of drug overdoses in 2021. That's the highest annual death toll ever recorded, and a 15% increase from the year before. Deaths involving fentanyl, meth, and cocaine rose sharply.
So is that a problem of supply, like, oh, the open borders letting all this fentanyl across, or is it a problem of people are so fucked up, mentally, that they want an escape, and they do drugs to just drown it out?
Well, I think it's because they have better drugs, and they try to do the amount of the inferior drugs, and the better drugs are killing them. I think that's what's happened. I think fentanyl is coming across, and it's so lethal that every time you try to take it, it's basically Russian roulette whether you're going to take too much. So I mean, one of the reasons that we have so much fentanyl in here is fentanyl is as bad as fentanyl. Just kidding. Fentanyl here is because we stopped. It just comes across the border whenever it wants. They're not even stopping it. So I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, it was mentioned that the Uvalde kid, what?
Medication isn't real, and vaccines are in Budweiser. You can wrap his head in tinfoil. I swear to God. I like that one. I might have to support that. The vaccines in
Budweiser. Kid is heavily medicated, if you can't tell by their comments.
He's fine.
Like kid, he's in his upper 20s.
He's fine. Oh, hey, listen, I don't want Mike to cut his dick off. So if we don't read his comment, he's going to cut his dick off.
Why? He doesn't use it anyway. What's wrong? That'll be an unemployment solution.
It's fine. I don't know.
So anyway, they say that the Uvalde kid played a lot of Call of Duty. The Buffalo kid spent a lot of his time online. In fact, he actually blamed the internet. Said he was, he was telling himself, I got to get the fuck off of 4chan. So they're all blaming the internet and video games. Everyone of the three major networks this morning mentions a focus on stopping the shootings, and they all discuss the evil Republicans.
Of course.
Are they the ones telling kids, hey, if you're unhappy, try dyeing your hair purple, wearing a dress, and carrying a rainbow flag?
If you're unhappy and you know it, change your gender. If you're unhappy and you know it, change your gender. If you're unhappy and you know it, take your dick and bend it over. Yep. If you're happy and you know it, change your gender.
So, and politicians all have the same talking point that Uber Eats is early.
Here they come. Here comes breakfast.
Coming in at Firehouse Subs.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's easy. Usually that horn.
Yeah. So politicians all seem to have the same talking point that the whole, think if that was your child or grandchild.
Where
I heard Chucky Schumer say that got shot.
Oh, okay.
If what if that was your child or grandchild? And does that same rhetoric apply in your direction when you continue bankrupting the country by giving hundreds of billions of dollars to foreign countries, money that our children and grandchildren will have to account for? How about your masking, vaccine, lockdowns, closing schools, incentivizing the medical industry to inflate the case and death count of a bullshit pandemic? No. It's the mean Republicans' fault because guns exist.
Okay, so let's break this down. Everything since January 20th that Biden's done has caused more and more pain for this country. The way he got out of Afghanistan, the way that he took and tried to mandate vaccines. And if you didn't get a vaccine, that you were going to lose your job. And people were like, you know what? I'm not taking this shit. Okay, I'll lose my job. All right. So all the shit that he's done, and now the amount of pressure he has put on the fuel oil industry, where they're not allowing them to drill, they're not allowing them to get money for exploration, they're not allowing them to produce enough oil, and it's rising the prices. All right. The same thing with the formula. The reason we have a formula issue in this country is because of his FDA and shutting things down and not going back there. And it seems to me that this is all on fucking purpose. And if this is not on purpose, then we have the fucking stupidest government in fucking history, period. So go ahead.
I have to touch back on the formula thing that company Abbott, they did prior to being shut down, they spent $5 billion of their own money buying back their own stock rather than blowing that on upgrading their equipment so that this kind of shit wouldn't happen. Now, do I agree that the shutdown was, dragged out and done like it was kind of strategic? Yes. But I also blame the actual company for being frivolous with their own money. Now, that leads me to, at what point, they impeached Trump twice within 12 months.
Well, of course, because they could in the House.
Over what? Over things. What kind of things did he do that?
Well, the one
literally hurt American people.
Well, the one was the quid pro quo that really wasn't
same thing. Biden did too.
Biden actually did it. Biden did it and bragged about it.
Yes.
And nothing happened to him. I can't remember what he first got impeached for. What was the first thing he got impeached for?
Well, no, that was it. Then the next one was, I think, the J6 thing.
The J6 thing.
Even though he was already out of office, I think they were trying to do it so he couldn't run for office again or whatever. I don't know.
They are terrified that he was going to run again.
I get it. We don't have the votes right now, but why aren't we trying to kick Biden out?
Well, because he has his party is the has the majority in the House and in the Senate. They have the majority, so they can't do anything. Yeah, squid pro quo is what
They did. Okay, they didn't have the votes. Congress didn't have the votes in the Senate, but they still ran impeachment on him.
Okay, you're not following the part where the Democrats have the majority in the House. They're not going to vote against their own. They couldn't wait to vote against Trump. You notice they didn't try to impeach Trump when they had the majority in the House. Look, for 2 years, Trump had the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
Yeah, and he squandered it.
He did. So
he didn't do enough. He did some things that I think were good, but he damn sure didn't do enough.
Look, from what I understand, that he tried to run the government like he would run a business. And he would say, you know what I want to do? I want to drop taxes, or, you know, whatever he wanted to do. And a door would open and 15 people would come in and go, Mr. President, you can't do this. And this is the reason why. He's like, what the fuck? I can't believe I can't do that. You know, if this was my company, I would just say something, they would do it. Well, that's not how it works in the government.
No.
You can't do it. It's a government is like a slow moving sloth. And you can't do what he wanted to do. And he only has 4 years to do it.
Well, do you when you vote for a candidate, do you care if they are college educated, if they have a law degree or any big, you know, like fancy pants background? Or would you like just a regular Joe?
Right now, I think that I just want somebody with a lick of fucking common sense. That's all. That's all I want, is somebody with a little bit of common sense. Because if we don't have common sense, this is what we have right now. I mean, the fact that after a school shooting, President Obama puts a tweet and goes, yeah, I know this is really a hard time, but we got to remember it's the second anniversary of George Floyd. We should take time to remember him and the grief that his family still feels. It's like, dude, read the fucking room. Sit the fuck down. Go over there and have sex with your tranny wife.
I'm surprised he didn't put hashtag BLM on that, because he's so disconnected from the American people. Well, you put this article in incumbent governor K.I.B. wins GOP. Yep, Governor Meemaw. She won the GOP primary the other day. Now,
how old is she?
Is she old enough to fuck without getting stuck?
Okay, I don't know what that
we say here. So I don't know where that came from. Sorry. She beat out Linda Bland. I thought it was Lindy Blanchard. Maybe they got that wrong. She not just beat her out, she stomped her. But this chick here, okay, Lindy Blanchard. She financed her own campaign with something like I don't know, $8 million of her own money, something like that.
Yeah.
And was also one of those assholes who's like, I will not take a paycheck while I'm in office. Well, what does that tell you?
That they have a lot of money. And okay.
So then why are you doing this? You don't give me that line of bullshit. Oh, I care about the people. Bullshit.
What do you mean? Why can't they care about the people? Why can't somebody
I don't believe it.
Okay.
They're only in there to make more connections so they can enrich themselves further.
Is this what I do to you?
Sorry, go ahead.
Why can't it be somebody that made a good living from this country, believes in this country, wants to support this country, and they're just going to use some of their money to try to turn the state around, you know, try to do things to better the people in a state that they live in and love in.
Because it never happens.
What?
Because it never happens. I've never seen
what
that
does Meemaw do? What the fuck does she do?
Well, she fell into the office. She was lieutenant governor when our prior governor got fired or quit because he was doing janky shit. He looked like Montgomery Burns.
Yeah, and so they put her in, and what has she done? I mean, again, we're talking about Alabama. The brain trust in Alabama is not that much. I mean, they're not that bright down there where you live. I'm sorry.
Wait, whoa.
They're not.
I guarantee I had more freedoms and spent less money during COVID than you did.
I don't even know what that means. What does that have to do with what kind of hill of beans is that? What I'm trying to tell you is your population's dumb.
Your governor locked you down and raised up taxes, property taxes, and everything.
Don't get me started on my governor. I'll trust me. My governor's an asshole. Just because my governor's an asshole means your governor can't be an asshole. How about my governor's an asshole and your governor's an asshole?
I mean, I don't really have a problem with her.
What does she do? What has she done besides maybe done nothing? Which probably is the best thing to do.
I don't think she's corrupt like the last asshole we had, so that's a plus.
Yeah, well, okay, so again, they have her in there. And again, the Democrats, I mean, you might as well why are they even wasting their time, the Democrats? They're never going to win down there because we love our guns. We love our Confederate flag.
And we hate abortion.
We hate abortion.
Says here, Ivy has a strong conservative record. This year, Ivy signed one of the most restrictive laws around transgender care, criminalizing gender-affirming treatments for minors. She says, quote, I believe very strongly that if the good Lord made you a boy, you are a boy. And if he made you a girl, you are a girl. That's about as deep as Alabama gets.
Well, you know, they're changing their slogan.
Racism isn't necessarily a bad thing.
How is that racism? So in 2019, she signed the Human Life Protection Act, which would outlaw abortion in Alabama if the Supreme Court ever overturned Roe v. Wade. Which I don't care about. I don't care. I don't like any taking away any rights. So I don't agree with making abortion totally banned and shit. But whatever.
You know what? I don't even care anymore. Fuck it. I don't care what they do. I don't care whether they can have kids or not. I've tried talking sense. You can't talk sense about abortion because all they want is my body. Can't do it.
So
I've tried.
She was a former educator. It says she is 77 years old.
77.
Yes, and was sworn in as governor of Alabama after her predecessor resigned in 2017. So she won the election in 2018 to continue.
Okay, so this is her last go round. How long are they in? I guess 6 years.
So. I don't know. I don't know, 4.
I think
18. We elected her in 2018. So
okay, so it's 4 years. Well, yeah. All right. So, all right.
I'm not 100% down with Meemaw, but I'm also not down with some, independently wealthy person just doing the whole, I'm not going to take a paycheck and I'm financing my own campaign thing. I'm just not. And I mean, look who, what was was it the mayor of, what was it, Bloomberg? It dropped what, 500 million trying to run for president.
Yeah.
Got in the race late in the game, spent 500 million. You know what kind of,
here we go. It's his fucking money. He can spend on it what he wants. I don't care what he could do with it. Why does everybody think that they can spend somebody's money?
Didn't he ban like drinks over like I don't know, like 18 ounces or something? I forget.
Maybe. No, you know who did that shit? They did sugary soda. They taxed sugary soda in Philadelphia, and people just said, "Fuck it, we'll drink water. We'll drink water." And what it did was it killed profits for the soda companies. And then anybody that wanted to buy soda and all, they just went outside. They went to a supermarket outside of Philadelphia where it wasn't taxed, and then they brought all that shit in.
Watch
dumbest
the water.
Fucking law.
Watch
water.
The water.
Water.
Watch the water. It's got COVID in it.
Yeah.
Water.
Snake venom.
It all comes back. So you want to go to another topic here?
Since we're talking about stupid fucking governors, this guy, Fuckface Murphy, or I like to call him Beaver Teeth. His new thing is he immediately jumps in on, there's a shooting. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my oppressive thumb and put it down on the throat of you people. And what I want is every gun bill that we have, I want them all voted on. And again, New Jersey is very, very Democratic, and the Democrats in the Senate and the Assembly are like, you know what? I don't think we're doing this, because you know what? We got an election coming up, and if we go on the record with this, we saw what happened to our Senate President Steve Sweeney. We thought he was untouchable, and a truck driver from fucking from the Potunk town down in Salem County beat his ass on with $1,000 budget. I mean, all they did was vote against Steve Sweeney.
Well, I don't understand why these people who were born before World War II are in office still. I don't get it. Why do they keep getting elected?
Well, he's not. He's not that old. He's my age. It's not, he's like maybe
bullshit.
50.
He looks fucking
hang on.
Peemaw. He'd be Governor Peepaw.
Let me see. We go Phil Murphy. See how old this fucking guy is. He is 64 years old.
He looks older. Sorry.
Okay, he looks older, but he's only 64 years old.
But he definitely looks a little bit older than that.
Yeah, he's the guy that, honest to God, New Jersey should have went in and removed him from government. He was the guy when it all started with COVID, and they said, you can't lock us down. It's against the Bill of Rights. And he said, I don't care about your Bill of Rights. As soon as he said that, we should have just went into Trenton and took him out of office and, I don't know, sent him to California where he belongs.
Is that your capital there, Trenton?
Trenton. It's supposed to be called Trenton, but everybody here calls it Trenton.
I know.
Yeah. See, Duchess knows. He's a piece of shit. Yeah. He's the genius that started the plastic bag ban.
I thought that meant he's the point of sale.
No, he's a piece of shit. And again, they had to lock us down, and we did the same thing with the mail-in ballots. And I don't care what anybody said. That election was so close. They should have done a recount, and they should have done a full election audit. And I think if they would have done that, he would have lost. He would have lost because nobody, even Democrats, hate this guy. You know what? If they made a statue of him, pigeons wouldn't shit on him. That's what a piece of shit this guy is.
He looks like he sounds like Mitch McConnell.
He is.
When he talks like here's a quote. I'm further asking legislation to immediately put up with every bill seeking to unravel our gun laws.
Well, he's not even from here. I think he's from like Rhode Island or something, and he's a carpetbagger. He came down here.
Oh, so he's a cartoon.
Yeah. My favorite judge, Judge Knapp, he has a podcast. It's about 5 minutes long. He just comes on, and he does a 5-minute podcast. And I'll tell you what, the guy just speaks truth and knowledge and common sense. If you don't mind.
Let me guess. Does he call it the Napcast?
He might be take a nap with Judge Knapp. No. Judge Nalapatano or whatever he is. Yeah, carpetbagger, old school. Here, let me just run this video real quick for you. It shouldn't be long. It's about school shootings.
Yeah. Here's what I suggest. Instead of a sign that says gun-free school zone, a sign that says this: warning, staff members are armed and trained. Any attempt to harm children will be met with deadly force. Because if school teachers or trained school personnel were permitted to carry arms, far fewer than 21 would have died. And maybe this thug would not have even gone to the school because he would have known that the firepower, superior firepower, was going to come back at him.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
This is how we stop it. What do you mean? I'm not going to put a gun in a teacher's hand?
Now? Can we go ahead and vote on this shit like tomorrow?
We should be able to.
Fuck.
We should.
Yeah, 100%. 100.
I
got one for you.
Okay.
This person here wants to make art using Kamala quotes. Her voice in itself is a meme. Just bear with it.
Kamala Harris is my shiro, slay bay queen, and the Federalist took some of her best quotes and put them in inspirational posters. We have the ability to see what can be unburdened by what has been and then make the possible actually happen. It is time for us to do what we've been doing, and that time is every day.
It's beautiful.
When folks vote, they order what they want. In this case, they got what they asked for.
That's my favorite.
Other week, but it was so inspiring. When we talk about the children of the community, we are a children of the community. That was deep.
Waffle.
Sorry.
I got one for you. Here's a quick hitter. Pay attention. Dude, never lean over something you're trying
Is
to
that a
unscrew.
pressure washer gun?
I think so. And it's a beer
Is he
keg.
going to do a keg stand?
Well, I don't know what he's doing, but here we go. Looks like Nick.
That'll break your jaw.
knocked out a few chiclets.
Good God. I had that happen. I had an old air compressor that, you know, it was the kind of tank that was laid down, you know, this way. It wasn't an upright. And I took the what is it called? The pitcock out of the bottom of it. Out of the bottom of it, and it shot. I didn't know there was any freaking you know, pressure. I thought I'd released it, and there was some left, and that thing shot across and stuck into the wall. And I have the half-inch thick pegboard wall, so it's like a really thick, like high density cardboardy. It ain't drywall, and it stuck into the wall. And I'm like, I'm really glad that it shot right by my head.
We might not have Bob here.
I won't do that again.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Bob, if I may, this is a real quick one. Do you know what May 30th is?
Yes, it's the day before May 31st.
I figured you would think that. Well, it's a big day, and we have a meteorologist here to tell us about what's going to happen.
We all going to die?
We might.
Hey, you guys, I'm a meteorologist and I am freaking out about what could happen Monday night. NASA is freaking out over this. So we could see something we never see called a meteor storm. It's where you get like 1,000 shooting stars an hour up in the sky, like raining down shooting stars. If that happens, I'm going to freak the hell out, and you are too. So Monday night, the reason we could see this is because 27 years ago in 1995, a comet exploded. So that's all been going around, that junk in orbit. And now, 27 years later, our Earth, the trajectory we're on, is going to intersect that. And we could see all of that planetary junk light up in the form of beautiful meteors for us to wish on Monday night. It's an all or nothing scenario, meaning if we just miss each other, it doesn't work. But it looks like we are on track. Yeah. I'm crossing my fingers. Make sure to follow me to give you any updates we have. I'm meteorologist Jody Kodesh. Give me a follow. Pass this on to your friends. Save it. Let's be friends.
And you know, her jewelry link is in the bio for $20. So I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? What?
You know, anytime we have like an eclipse, like last week we had the whatever blood moon, whatever the fuck it was. It was cloudy. It was over. It couldn't see the sky.
I know, I hate that
cloud. So I don't care anymore. And
I don't know. Just in these days, all of a sudden we're going to go into a meteor storm. I'm not a fan. Quick, turn the earth.
Well, although it was neat to hear a meteorologist talk about meteors. So
that is true. I almost forgot to do this one here because when we were talking about taking the guns away, this lady here, she's my spirit animal.
Christy Nunn. Yeah.
Yes.
She's from
To paraphrase Trump.
North Dakota, South Dakota.
South Dakota, I think it is. I don't know, somewhere.
Heston, former NRA president. Joe Biden, I'll give you my gun when you pry it from my cold, dead hands.
They're having their big meeting, I think, in Florida. So
yeah, something tells me they're going to have a banner year in membership.
Maybe. You know what would be a real mistake if people went down there and tried to do something as far as attack the NRA? That would be a mistake. Because I think they would.
You never know. Well, I mean, they are kind of dumb, so the common sense doesn't exist with these people. So everybody brags about, you know, Kristi Noem was, you know, awesome, whatever. But I mean, I think her state has something like 880,000 people. Like that's population.
Yeah,
it's not very big. It's not a tough job to govern that, you know.
Well, I guess, but
did you hear? Did you catch the Stacey Abrams screw up when she was talking about running for?
Oh God,
running for governor. It was like I think it was the day of the primary.
Every time I see her, I think of that guy that plays on the Blackish, the guy with the gap tooth. It looks like a female version of her.
Yeah.
Michael, I don't know, Anthony Michael, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
It looks like a female version of her. Do you have the video?
It was in Hustle and Flow. No, but what she said was talking about how Georgia's a great state for business, but not a great state to live in. Like, you just shit on the state that you want to be over, like run. That's not very smart.
Breaking news. Kevin Spacey charged in the UK with sexual assault of 3 men. Kevin Spacey has been charged in the UK with 4 counts of sexual assault against 3 men, according to reports. I tell you what, this Kevin Spacey, he's quite the cocksman.
Well, he got off on the last ones.
Got off.
Was it 2018?
I guess. Anthony Anderson.
Did
Thank you there.
Abrams. When I said that, did I not say Abrams? Did I say something else? Or is she just calling Abrams an idiot?
Stacey Abrams looks like a fatter Anthony Anderson. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I just wasn't sure if I said the wrong name. And I was being called an idiot, which is perfectly fine.
Who called you an idiot?
Well, I don't know if that's what that means.
Oh.
Because I am an idiot.
The Oscar winner has also been hit with a charge of causing a person to engage in penetrative sexual activity without consent. Ooh. The Crown Prosecution Service reminds all concerned that criminal proceedings against Mr. Spacey are active, and then he has the right to a fair trial. So there you go. He's in trouble again. Great actor, bit of a pervert. You know what he says.
I'm not a pedophile. I'm just a pervert.
Yes. There you go. There's your story there, John. A nurse from Westerly donates 32 gallons of breast milk in memory of her son. I don't know where Westerly is.
This is a tragedy. Yeah, this is a tragedy that kind of I can't really have a happy ending, but she's kind of
making
chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yeah.
She was pregnant and she had a baby prematurely. The baby had a lot of complications. It died. But what she was doing was she was pumping breast milk the whole time that he was in the NICU, and she was freezing it. So she had all this breast milk, and she kept doing it because of this formula shortage. And she donated 32 gallons. I mean, that's over half a 55-gallon drum of breast milk she donated in memory of her son.
Which is awesome.
It is amazing.
I see assholes on Facebook offering it for like $10 a bottle or something. Like, you're pathetic. Stop it.
$10 a bottle for breast milk?
Yeah, I don't know the amount, the measurement. I didn't pay that much. I'm like, you're trying to sell your titty milk. What the fuck is wrong with you? How bad do you need $10?
I mean, it's not even how much are they trying to sell it for? That's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you figure you get a gallon of cow's milk for $5.
Well, I mean, you're going to give this to your kid. You don't know what this chick ate or smoked or put into her body.
You drink cow's milk and you don't know what the fucking cow ate, do you?
It's homogenized and pasteurized.
Reminds me of the joke. A woman goes up into a suite in a hotel and she orders up room service. She goes, please, I need enough milk. I'm going to take a milk bath. Can you send up, a few gallons of milk? And the guy goes, pasteurize? And she says, no, just up to my knobs. Get it? Up to my knobs. Never mind. That's a good fucking joke, Bob. Fuck you. I mean, it's a woman and she's had, and it's breast milk. She went to the weather.
It's that on its own.
I know. It's all right. You can always take it down. Oh, here we are.
Hey, this is okay. Pop quiz. Everybody in the chat. Is this a new product being offered by a vacuum cleaner company, or is this the next Oculus?
Well, if it's an Oculus, the lady's slipped down on her.
Well, maybe it works through your mouth and your nose.
Yeah, well, the whole thing of an Oculus is it takes you to another world through the perception of your eyes. Anyhow. Oh no. Check my mess. I can't do that in the middle of the show. I'm sorry.
So these are headphones that Dyson has released. Dyson's just announced its most unusual product yet, a wearable air purifier with a pair of noise canceling headphones built in. An initial reveal of the Zone headphones, the first headphones Dyson has released, doesn't come with many specifics about cost or battery life, nor how much the headset weighs. But the company says that after more than 6 years in development, the device has moved from being something with a snorkel-like mouthpiece and the backpack to the gadget unveiled today, with a release aimed before the end of this year. I don't see the point of this product.
Well, what's with the monkeypox and the
so all the gullible idiots are going to
viruses. Yeah. See, what you would have now is that you would put that thing on and it would filter the air. It would be basically like the same kind of filtering that they do on airplanes. And this
so
way,
assholes are going to be wearing this around their chin as well, right?
I've seen a woman that had this thing on her head, and it looked like it's just a face shield, like she was going into space, and it had a nozzle on the top that went to a backpack, and on the backpack it had a fan and one of those HEPA filters. And what it would do is it would filter the air through the HEPA filter and into where she was. So, but again, it's fuck everybody else.
I wonder if they tested this in a Taco Bell bathroom.
I would imagine that you would still smell something, which means it probably doesn't work. But they say it's better than nothing. Okay, so anyhow, I was dying to see. I don't know if can you hear this?
No. Negative.
See, I can't.
No.
I tried, Jason.
Negative.
It says his fingers smell like a child's butthole. It was an Eric Zane drop.
God. I don't see a market for this, but the P.T. Barnum said.
Yeah.
So let's see. How about this one? Cal Swimmers. Is that California?
Yeah. Again, here we go. This is the pussification of the of people, of our youth.
So they walk out of practice amid abuse allegations against Coach Terry McKeever.
Now, the thing about this is this lady's been coaching for a long time. She's had 2 national championships. She's kind of like the Bill Belichick or who was the coach of the Knight? What was his first name? Bobby Knight. She's kind of that coach. In other words, she'll dress you up and down. She's not a coddler. And now the swimmers, they say that, they've made me feel unsafe. So they said.
Yeah, I'm sorry. McKeever finished her 30th season at Cal in 2021-22 and has
4
won
titles, not 2.
4 NCAA titles and 9 Pac-12 Coach of the Year awards. She was the United States Olympic team head coach in 2012. Sorry, I just wanted to give a little background.
Yeah, so the kids got together, and because they're mean to me, and she yells at me, and she doesn't support me in the way I want to be supported, I feel bullied, and I feel that it's an unsafe place. So they all walked out on her. And if they fire this lady, and if she wants to coach again, she could go to any place, any college, and they would give her a contract. I mean, this is the shit that I'm talking about. There was times when I would play football, and the coach, if you made a mistake, God, he would ride your ass. He made you run like 5 laps around the whole, around the football. I'm talking when I was just a kid in Pee Wee football, like 12 years old. I remember one time I missed a tackle, and the coach is like, "That's it, Jabingo, hit it 5 laps." I'm like, 5 laps? Fuck. So, we got yelled at all the time, and we didn't think anything of it. But, oh, no, verbal, emotional abuse. Cut me a break. They did it on a daily basis.
I guess there was an investigation published in the Orange County Register. So it says this demonstration. Sorry, there was an article posted there. This demonstration comes one day after the investigation was published. The investigation into verbal abuse and bullying allegations from more than 20 current and former student and parents, who said that McKeever has created a toxic environment with the team.
Yeah, they leave.
So what you're saying is that none of these people are going to be Navy SEALs.
First of all, 30 years. She's been doing it for 30 years. She's had 20 complaints. What do you think it probably was? It was probably someone that was fucking around and could do better and needed a swift kick in the pants. And this lady gave them a swift kick in the pants, and they didn't like it. And then what happened? They went to their parents. Oh, she's being mean to me. And then the parents come in, and she told the parents to go fuck off too.
Well, it says, let's see, McKeever not only allegedly pressured student athletes to compete despite injuries and chronic illness, but at least 6 women since 2018, quote, made plans to kill themselves or obsessed about suicide as a result of the coach's bullying, per this article.
I have a direct quote from the coach.
3 words: go fuck yourself.
Thank you, Pellerito. You've made this an interesting episode.
I love this.
All right. Oh, that's about enough about that shit.
All right. Listen, we've done another hour. You want to do tomorrow? You want to go tomorrow morning?
I can. I got to work. Real quick, Colin Kaepernick is getting a workout with the Raiders.
Will this fucking guy go away?
No.
He's 34 years. He's 30 years old. Cut me a break. He's not going to make the team. There's no way he's going to make the team. And what's he going to do? What's he going to cry? Racism. Fuck you with your racism. You weren't good when you were cut. You sat there, you race bait and prick. You went in there and you started making and everybody got behind you. And you know what you did? You sued the NFL and they gave you hush money. And here you are again trying to make a team. Take your fucking millions of dollars and go play and do whatever you want to do.
Didn't he also get like $10 million from Nike?
You know what he's going to be? He's the new Al Sharpton. He's the new Jesse Jackson. He'll play this. And you know the thing is, he's not even full black. He's half black. You should give half the money.
I think from what I remember of him, he was raised quite privileged.
Yeah, he was raised white. Look, his mother was white. She got pregnant at a young kid. Instead of sucking this kid out like a blood clot, she had him. Okay. And then she gave him up for adoption. And he was raised, and they found out, hey, look, the kid could play football. And he was good for a couple seasons. And then he wasn't good anymore. Because what happened was somebody punched him in the mouth. He got hit a few times. He got hurt, and he's not the same person he was. And he would throw interceptions like they throw candy out at a parade. And they fucking didn't want him anymore, and they cut him. And then it was so he comes back, and he knows he knows the season's over, so he starts kneeling because of police brutality. And that started all that shit. And then here we are. And now he's trying out for the Raiders. Fuck the Raiders. Fuck Colin Kaepernick. Fuck the NFL with this shit. I guarantee he doesn't make the team. And if he makes the team, he will disrupt the team. And the Raiders, shut up, Alexa. And the Raiders they will not even make the playoffs. Write it down. It's a prediction. I'm so sick of hearing this. Shut up!
The Raiders finished the season ranked 2nd in the AFC West.
Who cares?
With a record of...
Shut up, you cunt.
Oh, man.
I'm so sick of this shit with him and the Raiders. They got 6 quarterbacks, and they threw him in the mix because they need a backup to whoever they got for, what's his name? The quarterback they have. I can't think of his name now. But I've had enough of him, and I don't want to see his face anymore. Go live your life. Take your millions of dollars and go hang out and do whatever you want to do. Go annoy somebody else. I'm sorry. Another boomer. Jesus Christ. What did I say now?
No, I think he's messaging you another one.
I can't play him. Stop. Unless I just...
Racism isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Do you think that, okay, we'll go into this. What are we, pirates now, the United States? All of a sudden, we start seizing tankers and we start taking the bounty?
U.S. seizes Iranian oil cargo near Greek island. Sources. I don't know what that means.
Well, okay, so this ship used to be well, I mean not this ship because this might be an oil tanker that used to be a Russian tanker. They put a Iranian flag over it, and then the United States said, "Nah, you know what? We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. We're seizing this one anyhow." So they seized this ship full of crude oil, pumped off the crude oil into another ship, and is bringing it back to the United States. Fuck that. That's piracy. I'm starting to think the United States is the bad guy in all this shit. I think we're doing it. We're the fucking Germany.
It says,
you know how Germany was in the 30s and the 40s? We're Germany now.
It says here that Greek authorities last month impounded the Iranian-flagged Pegasus with 19 Russian crew members on board near the coast of the southern island of Evia due to EU sanctions. They said the ship was impounded as part of EU sanctions on Russia for the invasion of Ukraine. However, the vessel was later released due to confusion about sanctions over its owners. The tanker was renamed Lana, on March 1st and flying the Iranian flag since May 1st. Has remained near Greek waters since then. It was
That's what I
previously
said.
Russian flagged.
I said all this.
Yes. Okay.
I told you all this. Just didn't read it.
Why do we need the article?
I didn't read. I have the story here. It's in brain. You know, I told you the story. I didn't read it in a monotone tone, like you just did. Let me ask you the question: do you think that they're ever going to throw Hillary Clinton in jail?
No.
You think that she's going to get away with this shit?
It's just Teflon.
Because here we are. Here's her lawyer admitting that the Clinton campaign told them to give FBI agents false information about the Trump campaign. They knew it. They did it anyhow. And this guy, he doesn't have any kind of immunity or anything like this. When are they going to take and arrest her? I mean, my God, you want to talk about I can't even think right now. The most corrupt campaign and two corrupt people with the Clintons. And you know what? You can throw Obama in there too, because Obama told them not to even look into this case because he knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but he had gone to Obama when this was all going down and saying, "Hey, you know, Hillary's doing this shit," and Obama was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it."
I'll be honest with you. I think the Democrats are afraid she's going to try to run again, and they're trying to scuttle her campaign before it starts. Because I can hear her now. I'm going to run against Donald Trump this time. I'm going to win because of all those deplorables. Do you think that she could beat Donald Trump in an election? I think she might.
Well, I mean, I didn't think Joe Biden could. So
now, again, they didn't vote for Joe Biden. They voted against Trump. But now you've got two horrible people as candidates.
How many dead people voted? How many bullshit votes were there?
Hey, listen, if you can't stop the steal, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I agree. That's just the other side cheated better.
That's all.
Yeah.
If you knew it was coming, you didn't do anything to stop it. Shame on you. And you know what? You didn't just fuck yourself. You fucked the whole company.
Well, I mean, isn't it a thought that maybe she has files and videos and pictures of all these assholes who could lock her up doing unthinkable things?
You bet your ass she does.
Blackmail style.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Well,
So that's why she continues to walk the earth.
We forgot all about what's her name? Jeffrey Epstein's madam. What's her name? Can you help me out with that, Bob? Anybody in the chat
right now? Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell. What happened to her black book? That thing was sealed up tighter.
Yes.
Than
That's asshole.
That's asshole. Thank you. Or as my father used to say, that thing's tighter than a bull's ass running downhill. I don't know what that meant.
Tighter than Dick's hat band.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means either.
Ghislaine. Where's her little black book? Where's that fucking thing?
They locked it up after her.
Oh, you better believe they locked that up.
Buried it.
Yeah. And then you got what's his name? Bill Gates over there over at Davos talking about the next pandemic. You know what? Knock your shit off, Bill. Enough with you trying to destroy the world. He is an evil genius. That motherfucker there is an evil genius. And you know something? They've got dirt on him. They've got dirt on him. He was on that fucking island, pedophile island.
Antichrist.
What's his allegedly? Allegedly, he was on that island. Yeah.
Well, I think that's what drove. What was her name? Melinda to divorce his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was to say she found out.
He popped up on that damn on the flight log a couple too many times.
Right. He came home and she said, "What did you do? What did you do?"
Oh, I was just trying to obtain, funding for vaccines for African people.
Okay.
Have you heard? I know we're about to end it, but I just wanted to touch briefly and not get kicked off of Twitch here. So watch what you say. Have you heard anything about the commonality of the origin of the monkeypox being spread? That it happens to do with certain alphabet people?
Oh, I heard. Yes, I heard that they're apparently the same thing that gave us the AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
They found out that this seems to be happening in a certain part of the alphabet that starts with the letter G. Apparently, they're getting and B. Yeah, the G and the B.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently, the L's are okay, and maybe the T's. The T's might be involved in some of this stuff too, because it depends.
You are.
A T could be with a G.
I'm drinking tea right now.
Yeah, if a T is with a G, they could also get the MPs. So apparently, some G fucked a monkey and got the monkeypox, and now that G's out there, whore that the G is, spread monkeypox around.
That's what they claimed about AIDS when I was a kid. When I was like 11, they were like, "Yeah, it came from." I mean, you remember the Sam Kinison bit about it?
No, you're saying that somebody fucked a chicken and that's how we got chicken pox?
Two F's. No, AIDS.
Oh.
He said, because two F's, F'd a monkey. Thanks, guys. Right. Thanks for the Black Plague of the fucking 80s.
Right. See, well, if you had to fuck a monkey to get monkeypox and you had to fuck a chicken to get chicken pox, who fucked a midget so he could get smallpox?
Hey-oh.
Hi-oh.
Terrible. Here, I'll just give you that. Yeah, nice. All right.
What's our
Roy G did? It's red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet.
I think maybe that's it. All right.
He's talking about the other alphabet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the color spectrum: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
All right. John, first of all, Mike, John doesn't own a credit card. John learned a long time ago that those credit cards are very, very evil.
Only for emergencies.
If John doesn't even have one for emergencies. If John can't afford it, John doesn't buy it. That's how that works.
Yeah.
The color wheel. That's what the new flag looks like. Your LGBTQ apostrophe hashtag.
Yeah, the alphabet flag.
Right. That kind of thing. All right, Bob. We didn't think we could do an hour. Look at us. We did almost an hour and a half.
Yeah. I never said I don't think we can do an hour.
Oh, I did.
I never say that. You talk so damn much.
Me?
You're long-winded. You have a lot to say. I'm not saying that in a negative light.
First of all, I shut my mouth and let you do the talking today. Let you run the show today. I just once in a while chimed in with some rants, as I say. I'd like to thank Mike Picarino.
Pellerito.
I can't say his name. It's funny now just to say something different.
I think I'm going to ban you for that.
You hit like a bitch. So, yeah, he sent me a file with all the Eric drops in it. I looked at it and it just keeps running you just keeps scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So And you know what, everybody, thank you for coming on over here. I know Eric's took the week off, and you guys have been jonesing for some entertainment, and well, you're stuck with us. I don't know what to tell you. We're not.
You nigga.
Hey, now you say something like
I
that.
didn't say that.
But again,
I'm still working on the Delvin mod for my
right.
For my smart speaker.
Thank you, John.
See.
Oh my God. All right, everybody. We'll be back here Monday morning. Check your calendar there, Bob, while we're here. Do you have anything Monday morning?
It's Memorial Day. So
that's right.
A negative, sir.
All right. So do you want to do a
Yeah, we already talked about this last Monday.
Okay, so we'll do Monday anyhow.
Hey,
it's only 10 o'clock.
I got a voicemail.
Did you from who? Oh, in your personal phone.
Or extend it. Press 8 to speak to a customer service agent.
Oh boy.
Press the number 9 if you are declining coverage.
Yeah, and since I changed carriers, I'm with T-Mobile. Every voicemail I get turns into a text message as well. So I get a text message of the transcript. It's fucking retarded. I don't know why they do that. I wish that they would quit. It's kind of annoying.
Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I thought about this. Well, I'm going to do this tonight, not tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to do this on the Rubberneckers podcast. I'm going to take phone calls. I know how to do it now. I'm going to use the Google Voice number on my phone and run it through my mixer, and that'll work.
I've got the Google Voice app on my phone. I just haven't connected it to my account yet and bothered to work
so I can turn it on.
That's as far as I got.
Yeah, if you guys aren't doing anything, 9 o'clock tonight Eastern time, we're going to have the Rubberneckers, and we're welcoming Josh as the newest Rubbernecker, since we had to let Devin go because of no
irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, still haven't heard from him.
And you don't like Mexicans?
I love Mexicans. I'm a big fan of Mexican food. And
that's what it is. He's not at Taco Bell anymore. He's at
he's back. He was back at Taco Bell. They wooed him back with more money.
So the joke that so that was a joke that he said that he works at Steak and Shake because Dave has Parkinson's. Shake.
Yes.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah. All right. Well, Duchess, you can come in and you can call tonight, and then we'll see if it works. You can be our test case. See what happens. Apparently, no. Google Voice did not close. It's still there.
Oh, that was the Hangouts.
Hangouts closed.
Yeah, Google has as many like failed ventures as Donald Trump does.
So what? They tried something, it didn't work, so they tried.
No, I'm not hating on them. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Like if you don't try, you're never gonna have a chance at succeeding. Josh is from the We Are Assholes podcast. Now, is he still doing that show? I haven't listened to that show in forever.
He's still there. He was there. Was he there last night? No, he had band practice last night.
I want to talk about
band practice.
Like kind of that show reminds me of the band Saliva. They had a lot of hit songs back around 2000, 2001, if you remember them. But if you go to watch them now, when they come to a bar in your town, none of the original members are there at all. It's all just hired guns, just still carrying out the name and still trying to make a couple of bucks.
Well, I'll tell you this. One thing about the We Are Assholes podcast, there's a lot of racism. I mean, blatant racism on that podcast. Holy shit. I can't believe. Well
does
nobody
it
listens to
still
it.
Involve Tyler, or is he?
You never know who's going to show up. It's Pepper, it's Josh,
hilarious.
It's Mike, and then there's Nick. So there's like 4 of them there. I like it.
That Yamp guy, the guy that did yet another music podcast, which was horrible.
Yes,
horrible. That was a horrible show.
Right. COVID ruined Saliva's reunion. Well, I know that passing Saliva
I didn't
will
think
cause.
that I didn't think that Josie Scott had any intentions of ever going back with that. I think he went to all like Christian with his music. So
apparently Duchess isn't a fan. She says they are assholes. It's kind of gross.
Well, that show. Do they still even do the thing with the spreadsheet? Because that's where it originated with PJ, Dave,
I think they do.
Andrew.
They do. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't.
And
I
then,
don't know.
Dave left, and then fucking Vegeta went in, and
He's the worst.
Ruined the show. PJ went into hiding. I think he became Cardiff Electric.
You think so too? I kind of thought he was Cardiff Electric too.
I don't think he was so into it doing what he did, but also keeping his identity totally hidden.
Right.
That I don't think he could just walk away from it like he allegedly did. I think he keeps in it by being Cardiff.
Possible.
So,
yeah, he stays away from everybody like here. Although he said
that Cardiff did that that podcast that the two women that fired back at
mom swipes left.
Yes, that one of the hosts couldn't make it, so he filled in for him or something.
Yeah, he did like 9 minutes or something.
Well, he never does anything more than that. So.
Okay. And then the other thing is that he messaged when Brand X came back, he sent a message. He goes, "I'll do your show." And I sent him a message. Did anybody ask you?
Yeah.
Really. I don't need that shit. I don't find him funny, interesting, or entertaining.
Not really.
I don't. He's not even fun to laugh at. All right. Hour and a half. I got to get out of here.
All right.
We'll talk to you Monday.
See you Monday.